Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of Yam and the fryer of plantain. Yes, 1995, 1999 Gidigbo champion. The first Igbo governor of Lagos State. But I say yes, can I say yes, we fit. Yes, for that confirm. I want to welcome everybody to another episode of the Africa Today show with your tout Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. Chopper of Yam and the fryer of plantain, chilling right here in Baltimore, Maryland. Confirm. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day of our Lord, Tuesday, October. October is almost finishing, no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, anything you want to do with your life this year, you better be on top of it right now. Confirm. Ginger. I'm going to jump right into it. We're going to start all the way from North Africa, Morocco. Morocco people is supposed to be hosting African Nations Cup this next year. Confirm. But they have been disturbing CAF, that's the Confederation of African Football, I believe. That the people that run the whole football in all of Africa been deciding, like, can we postpone this thing? This Ebola parole is too much. Can we postpone these games? Can we postpone this competition? We don't want to now bring all these people to now come and play in our country. They'll bring their fans and then Ebola can now spread in our country. It's a legit concern, confirm. But CAF saying, it must hold when it's going to hold. Ginger, you must do the show when you're supposed to do it. Don't change anything on us. Don't change anything on us. It's almost like when you go and put deposit for somebody, they're telling you, I'm coming to come and collect 2 cartons of big stout. And then they tell you that, no, can we postpone? They say, I'm coming tomorrow to come and get my big stout. That's how CAF now said it. So you know what Morocco did? They did one thing that they had the right to do. They pull out. Withdraw. Ginger, you know what I'm talking about when you're with your baby. You're coming to that dying minute. Pull out. Ginger. That's what they did on one day. And I'm telling you this right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Morocco is no longer going to host the 2015 African Nations Cup unless something else changes. So right now they have Ghana and South Africa are on short-term waiting, looking to see if they're going to be the ones to host it. Personally, for me, I'm thinking that, you know what, knowing fully well the amount, the magnitude of this thing, we should just cancel this whole idea. I don't even understand why they're even doing any qualifiers, like Nigeria playing with Sudan, all these countries playing each other. It doesn't really make sense. You have a huge outbreak of a very contagious disease. Why would you still be playing games? That's ridiculous. It means like your priorities are not straight. I don't know what kind of money CAF is making off of this, but I'm sure there's money being exchanged hands. Because anytime people are doing things that doesn't make sense, as in common sense is not being used, because you know what they say, common sense is not common. Anytime you see that kind of situation, you have to think to yourself and say, who's exchanging money? Where is the money being exchanged? Confirm. Now talking about Ebola, this is a story that came to me from my boy Bino all the way in New York City. Yes, Father Confirm and his wife, they're always watching the show, so I appreciate when I die. He hit me up and he was telling me about this school that's in Texas. This school is not even a university, it's like almost like a community college. Community college is a big name for it. I would just call it, it's like a lesson. It's like, you know, jam lesson, confirm. Anyways, this school decided upon themselves to tell Nigerian boys that apply to go to the school that Babu, we are going to reject your application coming to our school. So I was not like, damn, when he first told me that thing, I was like, no, this can't be happening. To anything I mean, like Fox P, I want you to look into this further. I was like, this can't be happening. A school to be saying that they won't allow somebody to come and join their school because you're from a particular part of the world. Are you out of your mind? I mean, let's take a step back, oh. It is not a prerogative of the school. You're an educational institution. Your right is to reject or accept people based on academic merit. Full stop, the end. Unless maybe the person has to play soccer or the person is a good swimmer. You can say you want to give them a scholarship for that parole. But you're a school, your concern is academics. That's it. If you give them, if they say, okay, they do well on SAT, TOEFL, everything, you give them their admission, if because of the fact that they're from a country that has Ebola, which Nigeria is not, if they are from a country that has Ebola, let them go to the embassy of US in that their country and go and apply for visa, and US embassy will say, no, we can't give you a visa because of this thing that's going on in the country right now and you can't travel to US. It's not the school that has the responsibility. I'm telling you, this common sense is not common. Maybe I should just title this episode common sense is not common, because this is just absolute stupidity. And let me tell you guys something else that's also on the undercurrent. Texas is a red state. In the US, they have red and blue states. Red means that you're a Republican, blue means you're a Democrat. So Texas is always been a red state, always Republican. That's where George Bush is from, that's where his father is from, all that kind of stuff. So it's always been a red state. Now, one thing you will find in this country, when you're dealing with staunch Republicans, people who believe in the Republican Party and everything else, people who voted against Obama, you have people who are such staunch Republicans that they still today, they don't agree with anything Obama does or Obama says. You get what I'm talking about? So you find such people now start saying some things, and when you think about it, like, that's kind of treasonable. They want to take laws into their own hands. You think about what happened in Arizona, for instance, where the state decided to set up its own immigration stings, where we say, it's the only, I think it's actually one of the few states in the US where you can be driving, and just because you have an accent, police will not just ask you only for your driver license, they also ask you for your immigration documents, which was rendered unconstitutional and said was unconstitutional by the Attorney General of the United States. You know, so when you start seeing that kind of thing, you now start to understand that there's some people, there's some states, or there's some people in specific regions in America who are taking the law into their own hand. Which is the only way I can possibly explain for a school to say, we're not going to allow you to come and attend our school because you're from a specific part of the world. I mean, let's remove racism, let's remove everything. It's just stupidity. That's all it is. And when now question the school, because then, you know how it is now. When you're applying for school, you now come and use your uncle address that's here in the US. When the uncle receive the letter, look at, you're rejecting them because they're from Nigeria, because Nigeria has Ebola, when Nigeria doesn't have Ebola. And so they put it on Twitter. And with the whole backlash and everything, the school now jump up and say, no. What happened was, usually, every year, we focus on a specific part of the world to bring international students. So this year, we're focusing on Asia. I say, you are a liar. You're liars. Shut up your mouth, you idiot. You're scientific. It's a lie. You don't even have the right to say this year, we're only going to allow people from one place. The same way doctors take an oath and say they cannot reject anybody care based on who they are or where they're from. It's the same way school cannot say based on where you're from, we're not going to let you come in. It's impossible. You can't do it. So we caught people lying, confirmed. This Ebola thing is taking things out of our control. This one babe that I know in this Maryland here, she is telling me this story. She said she got fired from her job because of Ebola. Oh! My glass even fucked up my face with vex. Imagine, she got fired from her job. She does all this, like, you know, home aid kind of paroles where they be living with people, helping out. You know, they go in the morning, go out, like, I think they're like, I think like nurses, but they be helping out in the house, something like that. I don't know, anybody who understands medical profession better can even explain it to me in the comment section below. So basically, she had a new client, and going to everybody clients, everything was good, everything was alright. So one day they're just chilling, you know how you chilling with people, they be asking you questions. Oh, I really like your accent. Where are you from? Jamaica? Like, no, I'm from Nigeria. And so the woman was like, oh, okay. Engage, they talk. And by the very next day, as the girl is just reporting to office, that's why she does get a call on her cell phone. And the client said you shouldn't come in anymore, and she doesn't want us to send anybody else from West Africa. So the girl was like, why West Africa? I said, because people have Ebola. So the girl now asked a very good question. She said, well, I'm from Nigeria that doesn't have Ebola anymore. So if this woman is saying that she wants somebody, hopefully an American, America is the one country now that has Ebola. So there is no way an American come and work for her. It might be a Mexican, it can be a Jamaican, it can be somebody else from another part of the world, but there's no way you can say, using that rationale, that, oh, you come from a country that has Ebola, someone that hasn't even been back home in years. How? You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, the way, I'm even hearing another story that some Rwandan children, that the school told them that they should not come to school today. Some small children, also some Kiri, you know, or Taka children. The school told them that they should not come to school because they're African and, you know, they might have Ebola. You know, stuff like that. Just be like, wow. It's just craziness that's going on right now. And when I got there, I go help also, ginger. This Friday, I received the news from out of nowhere that Boko Haram and Nigeria governments have agreed for a ceasefire. And as soon as I hear that news, I say, we are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. They already told us that yes, after this ceasefire, by Monday, they're going to release the Chibok girls. I was supposed to drop this video on Friday. But once that story about them doing one thing with the ceasefire, I said, let me hold back. Let me see on Monday whether these Chibok girls are going to be released. So that way, the story that I can give out there, a story of happiness, is the fact that our girls have been free. Bring back our girls has returned. Ginger. But no, what are we hearing? Boko went on the offensive, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This past Sunday, they went to Adamawa State. What they do? Kidnap 25 more women. So the question I'm asking is this. What kind of ceasefire are you people signing with these terrorists that as part of the ceasefire, they're looking like, we're about to return these 219 babes. We'll get shortage, you. no go collect some more. Imagine that. So it makes you want to ask yourself, like, okay, who are the people that they are talking to? Because one thing that we already know is the fact that it's not the Nigerian government that's actually speaking directly to Boko Haram. It's the president of Chad who's leading our own emissaries. So it's pretty much our own messenger to them. So I'm now asking, why is it the president of Chad that's doing that for us? I thought Boko Haram were Nigerian. Are they Chad? Food for thought. At the same time, we're getting the bad news from Dubai that Alamiyasegha is speaking as mod. I don't know whether you know Alamiyasegha. He was the former governor of Bayelsa State. He was the one who the British government went and found £1 million inside his house, something like that, I believe. And then they now were trying to catch him. And he now escaped from the UK to Nigeria dressed like a woman. All that kind of stuff, confirmed. I don't know whether you guys remember that story. That was a couple of years ago. He also has the dubious distinction. I don't know if it's a dubious distinction. He also has the distinction of being the governor who our current president, Goodluck Jonathan, was his deputy. So if Alamiyasegha did not get into that trouble that he got into, right, where he got arrested and everything else, that governor position would not have been vacant for our Goodluck Jonathan to now enter that governor position. And if he didn't enter that governor position, he would not have been picked, tapped on the shoulder by Obasanjo to come in and become Yar'Adua's vice president. And if he didn't become Yar'Adua's vice president, Yar'Adua modding, he would not have been the one to now come and be president, and we will not have good luck today. So this guy is actually important in this story, confirm. So we're getting the news from Dubai that this guy is picking as payment. They said it was very suspicious. First of all, they said it was suicide, that he died in his father's mansion in Dubai, that he committed suicide. Now they're changing the story and they're saying that it's suspicious. They don't really know what exactly happened, but it seems suspicious. So out of nowhere, you know, machinery went into play, and boom, 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 bam, boom. They're already rushing out there. The federal government has already called our embassy there. They're talking to the Dubai people. What's going on? What happened? Blah, 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 blah. They're checking into it. Of course, confirm, it makes sense. If somebody died, the person picking, they're rushing in there. However, there's currently some yannings going on. This guy, I don't know whether you guys know him, is a lawyer. He's one of these like human rights lawyers in Nigeria, Festus Keyamo. He came out and he said, why is it that now Nigerian government is rushing really fast to go investigate the murder of somebody's son, when in fact the same thing happened for another boy, one Toba boy that died early this year in Dubai, who was also killed in suspicious circumstances? You know, he said the Nigerian government didn't rush that much. Is it because this guy who died now, his father is an ex-governor who was the Oga of our current president? That's why Nigeria is rushing now to go and investigate. So I was like, that makes sense. You know, every citizen should be equal. I was thinking about this, some more research, coming to find out that what he said wasn't 100% true. The Nigerian government really did send a letter in May to our embassy right there in the United Arab Emirates saying, hey, I want you guys to look into this situation. They started looking into it and everything else. However, you have to understand that the government does not own the police that's there. So all we can do is put pressure on everything else. But he made some excellent points. He said, why is it that for this one, in this instance, because before one, the guy's mother had to come out on general news and say, hey, you people come and see, my pekin has died, Nigerian government hasn't done anything. That's when Nigerian government now kicked into gear. But in this situation, it seemed like as soon as they became mod, as soon as the popsy here, that's so government just rise, boom, they go into it. So I was not like, that's a good point. Is there some preference because this person's father is an ex-governor and all that kind of stuff? And I was like, but isn't that life? Isn't that how things really are? They say all men are equal, but some are more equal than the others. So it makes me wonder, like, isn't that how things are? Where the richer people are the ones that get the treatment faster. If you go airport, are they the ones that breeze through, while us local champions just be walking inside long line? Is that the way things are when you're going on the main road and the siren is blowing wah, 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 because a big man needs to get to a place he needs to get to faster than you and more important than you. That's why he can leave his house and get to where he's going to in 5 minutes, whereas it's going to take you half an hour or 2 hours to get there. So I was really struggling with this, and you know, on one side I'm like, wow, that's true. Everybody's equal. You should be able to, the government should be pursuing these things the same way. But on the other hand, I'm like, but his father is an ex-governor. He has the connections that can pull the strings to make things happen quickly, you know. But I struggled. I don't, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this might be the first time where I don't even know where I stand on this issue. I don't know if I should stand with saying that, you know what, is wrong. The government should always pursue every situation that has to do with our citizens anywhere in the world, regardless of whether the parents have money or not. But on the other hand, I'm like, this person, the father has a mansion there in Dubai, you know, with stolen money anyways, but still, he does have landed property there. He has more of a mouth. Maybe the pikin even get people to stay there. I don't even know. I don't know where I stand. You know, if you're in the United States, are you gonna say that? Say for instance, God forbid, now if I bomb pikin now and I pick my pikin again, and they can't kidnap my pikin, you know, and they kidnap or bomb my pikin at the same time, are they gonna push? Are they gonna find our pikin at the same speed? Probably not. That doesn't mean that because America is gonna do it preferential treatment, that means it's right. But it just seems like that's the way the world is. So that's the question I want to ask you guys today. Do you think it's wrong that there's some preferential treatment being given to the ex-governor because his son died compared to this other lady who lost her son, who, you know, she's a broadcaster and everything else, but she doesn't really have the kind of money or the kind of influence to be able to get them to do sharp? Where do you stand, you know? Or is that just how life is? Is that just how it is? Like if you have money sort of pass, you know, you can be able to do things. Also, I want to talk about this Gambian guy. I don't know whether you guys are following this story. It's happened in Austria. This guy's name is Sonko Tijan, and basically he was arrested for bigamy. So I was like, he was arrested for bigamy. I mean, what did he do? What's so bad? You know, I know a lot of African men here in America who have 3-4 wives, and they're all living in the same house. Maybe you can get 2 other apartments for the other ones, but they're all living together. So it's bigamy, but still, nobody really plays. But they said, no, this guy actually married 4 wives, he has 7 fiancés, and he has 5 girlfriends with 4 children, and 2 of the girlfriends are pregnant. And I was like, damn, this boy was running game. A 28-year-old boy from Gambia, can you imagine? I'm like, damn, this boy is running serious game. Apparently, he's moving from one woman to the other, you know, doing all these things, collecting money from them, borrowing money from them. Give me 10,000 here, give me 5,000 here. I want to go and start a business, tell them all crazy stories about what's happening in Gambia, how he escaped and everything else. And I was like, what did this woman even see in this guy? Because I look at his picture. The guy don't even look that good. And I'm not thinking like, maybe it's not what you see, or maybe it's what you don't see. Because you know some guys be having that long gonokako, that long prick that they have. I'm telling you, I've seen people before that when they sit inside the parlor, they can send the prick message. They'll be like, go and buy road mask from that man for me. The prick will go and bring change back. People that right there all the way from Austria. So the Gambian guy is doing things. It was one of the wives that was investigating on Facebook, just saying, you know, trying to look for her relatives with the new last name that she has. She married the guy after 1 month of dating. Or Demumu, you don't even know the man. So as she's searching on Facebook, come and see another woman that has the same last name as her, and her husband looks so much like her husband. Like, that's my husband. That's her husband. Then I started talking, coming to find out that when the woman is with him, she's not with her. So basically, when her husband is there with her, that's when he's giving the other one a yellow card, and vice versa. So they were married to the same man. That's why police now entered the whole situation, and then the guy has finally gotten arrested, you know, because of that whole parole. Just those women, they know what they were enjoying, ginger, you know. But what can I say? I'm just a tout on YouTube. Man, I take it easy, man. This weekend we're going to be at University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, doing it real heavy. As I talk whenever I end this show, anything will not die in a vulture, and when in doubt, suck that breast. When in doubt, suck that breast. Ginger.